My name is Jaime St. James. I'm the lead singer and co-founder of Black and Blue. And I also was in the band Warrant for 4 years, and I currently also have a project called Let It Rock with Stacey Blades, Oz Fox, and other musicians.
A lot of people define classic rock as blues-based rock music. Do you agree with that definition? What is it to you?
Well, that's true if it's American. Classic rock from Europe would be more classical based. But yeah, that's basic the gist of it. You know, it all formed from blues, and you know, for me, classic rock is stuff that came out in the '70s, and it was because that's what I grew up on.
Recently, in the past few years, classic rock stations have been expanding their playlist to include music from the '90s and 2000s.
Well, I think that they have to go with the times. As people get, you know, the new people that get older, they're going to have to cater to them. So the '90s stuff, '80s stuff had to become classic. '90s stuff is going to have to become classic. So they, you know, what they probably do is get a new program director, and the radio stations have to up it a notch. You know, so anything, you know, like anything could be classic rock as long as it's good. And I think that if you just keep playing the same '70s stuff forever, then when do you become oldies? You know. What distinguishes oldies from classic? That's a real good question. And I think oldies to me would be like 50s and it became kind of some early 60s stuff. So it depends on who you are, but you know, I don't even like the word oldies because what is Elvis oldies? Elvis was cool. Beatles were great. So oldies. I don't even like the term. I think classic rock is a better term, but again, created by radio stations to promote themselves. So that's really what it is to me. I think classic rock is great music, and I don't care if it's from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, wherever it's from. Even 2000s has great classic music. It just doesn't get dubbed classic rock. Mm-hmm. But it'll become classic when it's been around a long time. I was born in Portland, Oregon, and I did move to Los Angeles in 1982. And I needed to do that because that's where the record industry was and is, what's left of it. And that I knew at that time I wasn't going to wait around hoping that someone would just discover me in Portland, because I just didn't think it would happen. Not that I had anything against Portland, but I knew I wanted to go to where it was happening. And I was right, because the Sunset Strip was exploding. So I was there at the right time. The young bands coming up these days, I don't even know what to tell them, because it's a different world. It's so different than when I was doing it. You know, we were a garage band. We played clubs. We played our asses off. And I don't know what they're supposed to do. I mean, are they supposed to put their stuff on YouTube? And, you know, our record labels are kind of fading away. And so do you get us a real legitimate record deal anymore? It's very tough. But I think the live thing will never die. So if I was a young band, I would play, and build a following, and do it through the internet, however you can do it. There's definitely room for a new band to come out doing the similar type of thing. I'm sure it will be a little bit different, their version, but there's room for it, because there's people that are going to always want it. I think that the music is still strong. It still holds up today. Some of it gets a little cheesy, but the good stuff still holds water. So for me, I know that there's enough people. I go out there and tour with Black and Blue all the time. I see what's going on out there in the country and sometimes the world. There's another generation. Everybody who was into us now has kids, and they're getting into this, and it's crazy. I mean, I see people that are 18-year-old that collect vinyl, and they want 80s vinyl, 80s rock bands, a hair metal, if you will. So yeah, the new band that's good enough can come along and explode. They sure can.
Still believe in the power of rock and roll music.
Hey, thanks for watching. My name is Daniel Sarkissian. I'm an independent filmmaker from Toronto.